Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Cyclo, and this is Let's Play Train Simulator. I've made my decision. It looks like this Thorny Matter scenario has some interesting activities going on. There is a muddle at Thorn. Various cars need sorting into order before the shipment can be taken to Hesperia. However, you'll need to detour via Victorville to complete the operation. Since we just did a couple of shunting scenarios as tutorials, we might as well just do another shunting scenario, don't you think? Let's do some more shunting. Meanwhile, this full up scenario, as you can see, is going to be a wet spring morning, which is why this one is so difficult. So let's go ahead and get ourselves into another shunting scenario, this time using the EMD ST42 weathered format. I'll see you inside the scenario, and let's take a look at what this supposedly 45-minute scenario entails. See you in the map. Fueled and ready, the train needs assembling before departure. Start. What's with the period again? Start off by hooking up to the first two boxcars in siding 3. So don't hook up to them, make sure to hook up to them. Because you know, that's how you say it. So let's look at our map and see exactly what it is we're doing here today. We are doing a lot. Oh boy, we are doing a lot. 11 steps. So the first thing we need to do is couple to these trains right here. So we're going to couple to those two. We're going to not take the rest of them, just those two. We're going to couple them to... Wait a minute. I assume it's these four, but it looks like it's highlighting these four, so this is interesting. This is very interesting. Oh, this can be complicated. This can be complicated. I assume the engines are in the correct order, so we're going to have some very, very interesting shunting going on. We have to basically hook up to all 7 of these sets of cars, and then get ourselves coupled to the last vehicle, which is along here. I think that's 3437 suggests that's a caboose or something like that. Then we're going to eventually carry on down here, and then we're going to come back in this direction. So basically we're going all over the place here. We're staying in a general area here, but we're going to be all over the place on this map. So basically in this little area here, but we're going to be going back and forth. This is going to be a fun scenario. I can see already this is going to be a lot of fun. I didn't mean to zoom in out of the map a couple times. So yeah, we're going to start there. Let's just figure out what we're doing. Why not? Figure out what we're doing. I didn't mean to do that. But in any case, let's go ahead and center on where I am, because I am right here, and needless to say, I need to get out of this area. So I'm going to do it like that. And the first thing we need to hook up to is over here on that track. So let's get out of here, and I will do that. Make sure the tracks are all set correctly. They are. And out we are going to go. So yeah, we're starting at the fuel point, naturally. Oh, we need to move that up, so let's do that and take the brakes off. Good idea, Cyclone. Good idea. And I had to detach from the engine and not notice. So off we go. So it might be a good idea to just stay detached for a moment, because we're going to be hitting switches constantly right now. So I'm going to hit the brakes right now. That's the wrong switch. So I'll take the brakes off for a second. Now we're going to put the brakes on. This is the switch I want to hit right now. That's going to take me down that track. So let's back up. I'm going to cross the track. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a view as a shunting hand here. Why not? We'll give you the view as a shunting hand. I'm just going to walk around. We're going to get the vehicles we need to get, and we're going to go. I have a feeling if we don't do this in the correct order, the game will not give us the pass. So we have to do everything in the correct order. So that's going to be important to do here. Normally you can combine several tasks and it will check them off one by one if they're all done, so we can put them in whatever order. That would be a marshalling type of situation, but this is not marshalling. This is follow the specific instructions. There we go. Forward we go. I'm going to release the brakes. Now attach the tank cars in siding 4, so I'm going to move forward again. So I'm going to head back up here to the switch as you see another train going by. So that's the switch I'm looking for. we're doing this. Brakes off because I was coming in a little too slow there. Another train going by over there, you can hear it. Oh, it's the same train. Never mind. Just the engine coming in. So there we go. Let's, did I hit the brakes? What are you doing? Forward, forward, forward. That was a little sloppy, wasn't it? So we're gonna hit that now. The other cars should still be back there. You can see the cars are indeed back there. So now we need to hit this switch. Thank you, deckhand. Oh, reverse, reverse. Hit the brakes. Hit the brakes. Let's make sure we're going the right way first, shall we? Now we're going to go the right way. Gonna stop at 5 for now as our deckhand. Well, I call him deckhand, but as our hired hand gets into place over here, because this is where we're going to be going. If I hit F1, you can see it. Thorn Siding 4. So we are now at Thorn Siding 4, gaining speed. So these are the cars we're going to connect to. I'm going to get to this side of them, because why not? And I'll give you a view. Gain a little speed as we come in. I'm going to hit the brakes to make sure we don't crash. We should be able to ease in gently now. A little more brakes. A little harder than I intended, but we'll take it. So let's move forward if I can. So now we need to go to siding 5. I didn't think there was a siding 5. But in any case, this is our switch target. Giving myself all the thumbnail opportunities here, as you can see. How's our speed going? 6. We're getting to the end of our train now, so I'm going to get ready to hit the brakes again. A little more speed. We're not ready to stop completely yet. Move up a little more. Thank you very much. Switch up. Reverser on, and it backed up on its own. I didn't even do that. Fun times. Anyway. Let's turn this on for a second so you can see we are indeed going back here. Back to where we fueled up. First engine, or first single car right here. Only one car in this case. Let's make sure we're getting up to speed. Yep, we're getting up to speed a little bit more nicely than I expected. I don't even have any throttle going. We're just backing up. I'll put a little throttle on. And that'll do. So let's hide this. Because we're going to gain speed as we back up anyway, there's no need for me to really apply any throttle in this case. We're just going to let momentum do its job here and use the brakes to make sure we don't have too much momentum. So that takes some of our momentum away. brakes there. Now we're going to let it back up again. Brakes again. I did not mean to come to a stop, and it's going in the other direction now. No, it's not even moving, so we'll just back up slightly. There we go. Done. What was that? That was loud. Now attach the coil cars and siding for it. I'm a little scared now. I don't know if I want to anymore. Oh my goodness. So a little speed forward. That's the correct direction. Going. What's my speed? I'm going 6. That's probably about appropriate for this job. A little more, please. Little more, please. Excellent. Come to a stop right there, if you would, please. Thank you very much. And excellent. I didn't even do anything. Excellent. So I'm going to run across the track again, hop over. We're going to head over to the next cars over here. Put your back here, and as we do that, we're going to keep an eye on our train coming in once we get back here. So as you see, there's yet another set of cars back here as well. So there's 2 sets of cars remaining. Keep an eye on our speed for them because we are far away. Okay, I'm going to stop applying throttle at this point. We're not on any kind of a downhill gradient, so this should be fine for us for right now for speed. And our hired hand is still wandering around. He's getting his exercise today, that's for sure. Our hired hand is getting his exercise. Keep an eye on our speed there. You can see we're going 11 now. We are indeed decreasing slightly, but we need to decrease a lot more than slightly in a moment. So brakes are going to start coming off now. I'm going to ease it back there. A little more. I did not mean to come to a stop. I was trying to ease the brakes off gently. Didn't work like I hoped. So here we go. That should connect now. Back to siding 3. So we're going to have the train go forward on us. Once the train starts going forward, we can move on across the track. We're going to have this guy get around the... excuse me. Excuse me. Need to get around you. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. Checking our speed. It's going a very slow speed, so increase just slightly. So I've eased off the throttle. This is going to be a long train coming by now. You can see we have a lot of cars on our back now. I'm just going to wait here for the train to finish going by. Moderating our speed for a moment because this is a bit of a wait. Nine will do. I don't see any reason to really increase because we're going to be coming to a stop anyway in a moment. There's our little jut there that we're going to be waiting to cross. Looks like I'm going to need a little more speed after all. Ah, here we go. Now we're getting there. That's not the switch I want. The switch I want is over here. So I need to go a little bit further. And my train is trying to come to a stop on its own. You notice the speed went right down. So the uphill is affecting our speed here. I am going to have to put a little more speed to get past this. Move it. This should be the last car, I believe. There it is. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for that to cross. As it comes to a stop, I'll switch the track over. There we go. And it's going to start backing up on its own. So let's get across before it does that. And you're going to see it start backing up on its own. Excellent. So this is going to take us over to here. We're just going to wait here and make sure it does indeed cross into this track. Come back. Come back. Follow us. Follow right here. You want to run me over. Run me over, dude. Run me over. You're going to run me over. Ha-ha. You're going to run me over. I'm getting away from you. Ha-ha. I'm getting away from you. I'm getting away from you. Ah! I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to go back into the... want to return to being a deckhand again, sir. Yard hand. I had the brakes on a little more than I intended, actually. Wait, where am I going? I'm going... Oh, I'm going the... I didn't set the reverser. I have to remember I did not set the reverser. Let's set the reverser, shall we? I wondered why I was going forward. That was kind of weird. So I'm just letting the backwards momentum carry us here. There the car is coming in once again. We're going to hide that. A little more, it looks like. There we go. That's going to finish our job here. So we're going to go ahead and move the train forward once again. So if we head over here, you can see we do indeed have the buffer here now. So nothing else to do over here. That would be the end of the track here. So let's cross. The good news for me is I don't believe I have a timetable to worry about, so I don't have to necessarily beat a certain time. But we still don't want to be here all day. Monitoring our speed again. So there are no signals on our line, but you can see the signal at the end of the line here. We're not worried about that one right now. So our next stop, whoops, wrong thing. Our next stop is back to siding 5, and we're going to finish at siding 4. I did not mean to come off that quickly. That was surprisingly quick. So we're going to go forward again just a little bit just to make sure we are clear of the switch. I think we are, but I just want to be sure. There we go. Reverser on, so I'm ready into the other direction, so I'm ready to go. Siding 5, if you want a reminder, is right there. So that's where we're going to go, right over here. Let's make sure that the other siding is set correctly. I actually don't remember offhand whether it is. It was not, so that's where I want to go. And now we are going to come back here. We don't have a lot of room to this buffer, so we can't come in very fast. But should not be a problem. As we speed up. As we speed up. We're not going to come in too fast as we speed up. Brakes. Still going in a little bit, which is fine. I didn't mean to slow down that much, but I will accept it. Because why not? Stop now before you hit the buffers, please. Thank you very much. Finally, attach the box cars in siding 4. Roger. When you're on a little bit of a downhill, it takes a little effort to get moving. Can you see that? So we're going to monitor our speed again. As you can see, we're up to 6. Gonna watch for the last cars to come along. That's where I'm going to ease the speed off. And I'm going to try to come to a stop without needing the brakes again, like I have been. And actually, now that I'm going 10, I will take the speed off. Remove some throttle. Because that will allow me to lower my speed naturally without, again, the need for brakes. I should be able to clear the switch this time. Yeah, this will clear the switch easily. Not a problem. This will be good. So I shall now hit this switch. There we go. I'm going to head back over here for our last set of cars to connect. I'm actually running over now because I know I'm almost done. Run, 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 run. That was a weird little thing that just happened. So what you just saw was a weird little thing that just happened. I hit the shift key way too many times and I accidentally tried turning on sticky keys. So I don't know how much of that's going to show up on your side, but yeah, it's going to show up on mine. Hopefully you didn't have to see that. Oh, wrong side. So let's put the reverser in the wrong direction. Fortunately for me, this is not one of those really intensive routes that as soon as you tab out of the game, it decides, oh, I'm going to quit now. I don't want to play anymore. This one still keeps running, thankfully, so I didn't have any problems. I'm able to keep going without an interruption. But you might see a weird interruption there for a minute. I would not have wanted to restart the shunting scenario like this. Not a chance I would have wanted to restart this. So I'm lowering the speed just a little bit now. I am monitoring the speed because I am far away. But we are going to get down. In fact, a little too quickly, so I'm going to take it off again now. Brakes are off. We're up to getting up to 7 again now. There it is. I'm actually going to speed up just slightly, I think. And I'm going to turn that off. Again, I don't think we have too much room back. Yeah, we got lots of room for this buffer. We can back up a little at speed if we have to. But we're going to slow down anyway. So let's turn a little bit here. Brakes again. And we're almost done. Now pull forward into siding one end, hook up to the extra loco waiting by the main line. Roger. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and hop up in the cab before he takes off. So we're going to get back in the cab. How do I get up? Stairs are over here somewhere. Yep, so we're going to hop up and we're going to get in the cab. Okay, we're in the cab. Let's, there we go. So, forward. And what you just saw there, by the way, is the Train Sim World 2 way of doing things like this. Oh, my brakes are on. That might be a good starting point. So knowing where the junction comes off, that's around where the siding ends on our HUD down below. So not very far after that is where our junction actually cuts. But we do have another junction right here that we have to follow our way onto. So as you can hear, I've turned off the bell, and you might have heard a little blip in the audio. That was one of those so-called sneeze breaks, as I call them. So I had a little bit of a sneezing fit there, and I just didn't want to make you have to listen to that. So we're going to move ourselves all the way up along this track here. We can go as far as that red signal at the front, but we do have to get our entire train onto this side so we can hit this switch to start reversing. We're going to keep the map on that switch. You see I'm losing speed with the 25% throttle, which is fine, because we're going to come to a stop soon anyway. Where are we on our map? That's not what I wanted to do. Where are we on our map? Oh, we're clear. We can hit the brakes. Hit the brakes. So I'm going to take the brakes completely off now because we are going to probably start easing back in a second shortly. As I do that, let's hit this switch. We're going to back into this engine behind us. Another train about to come by over here. Let's take a look. Maybe not. I swear I saw a train coming. Oh, it's just not at me yet. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. If I come all the way back there, we'll see it coming right there. So, let's put a little reverse speed on. Not getting a lot of speed here at all. I expected more of a speed gain just naturally than what I'm getting. Alright, we're going 10 now. Let's check the back of our train, make sure we don't crash into this engine we're going to be backing up to. You can see the engine all the way back there. If I come over here and I zoom in, just a little bit and change my angle. You can see the engine on our line. That's where we're going to be heading, over there. There's the last engine on that train. And I'm gaining speed. I don't want to gain speed right now. Let's say slam those brakes. There we go. So once we connect this engine, we're going to have more directions at that point. This is where the stereo starts to get into actual go somewhere. We're on a 1.5% gradient, by the way, so we are going to be gaining speed down this downhill. So I'm okay hitting the brakes completely to a stop if I want to. Not that I want to, but I can. And we're going to start slowly gaining speed again now. So let's turn our angle to view the engine as it connects a little closer. Oh, that's quite a gain in speed. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay, a very, very small brake application makes that hard. Okay. Oh, I'm not on it yet. I thought I was pushing it, but I'm apparently not. Still not on it, almost. We're on it now. You can hear the engine moving. So you're now ready to haul up to Victorville to reverse your train. Not up to, but up to. Change ends and head off. Well, okay, we're going to go to the other engine. Let's put the brakes on a little bit more on your side then. Let's hop in here for a second. Turn the bell off. I said turn the bell off. Thank you. Reverser can stay neutralized for the time being. And no throttle. So over to the F4 for a second. And there we go. Now I'm going in the right direction. That's where I want to go. So we're going to head next to Victorville Siding 7. Our switch is set for us to go in this direction. We shall find out in just a second. That's now the back of our train. And this is now the front of our train. So the switch is set for us to head off. And I'm going to head up to... Now that I know that is set, I'm going to go ahead and get ourselves moving. Now I'll check Victorville Siding 7 as we get a little closer. By then we'll have a blue mark to work with. Because we're on a downhill gradient, I'm going to go ahead and ease the throttle off completely at this time. I'm going to apply a small brake application, make sure we don't gain too much speed coming out of the yard. We have to maintain 15 till our entire train is slightly past this signal. At that point, we're going to be on our mainline system, and we're going to be going at speed. At that point, that's a speeding penalty. Downhills are not fun. That was not slight enough. 2% seems to be doing a good job of holding right now, which is kind of unusual. The 2% brake is doing a good job holding us. That should not be doing anything. That's no brake power at all. We are slowly making our way to our signal, or past the signal behind us. So we should be able to get up to a faster speed momentarily because our train is now past the back signal. And there's our 45. We can get up to speed now. Let's move, shall we? We have a flashing yellow, so that's kind of like an advanced approach. At least in England it would be. Now the manual is not very clear as to what a flashing yellow means. So I'm assuming it means prepare to pass next signal not exceeding 40 miles per hour, which is 40 miles per hour is what I assume it means. But we're allowed a speed of 45, so At least until the next signal. We'll see what happens. As you see, I've taken the throttle off because I do expect that we're going to get up to 45 without needing any more throttle. We are on a fairly sizable downhill gradient of 1.5%. So we're going to just go ahead and utilize that. We're going to have to manage our speed at 45. So we're going to put a slight brake application on again now, and that's going to do too much. So release it again. I want 2%, so let's try that again. There it is. So we're going to let it coast down to maybe about 42, and then I'll release it again. Let's take it down to 42 in a hurry, a lot faster than I kind of want it to. How far away are we? Oh, I should just check the information. 2.85 miles. There we go. Passing under the bridge. That was quite a bounce. There was no reason for me to do that horn sequence, but I did. Looks like I read the signal correctly. The flashing yellow does mean get down to 40. You can see there is a 40-mile-per-hour speed limit ahead. So we are going to have to get ourselves down to 40. The gradient has shallowed out, so I've actually removed the brakes now to see if we can regain speed. We were losing speed quite significantly there. We actually are losing speed now. Or, yeah, we are losing speed now, so we don't have to worry about the 40 at this time. I'm going to actually increase slightly to get ourselves a little higher. Now we want to make sure that we get our switch correct here. So we're going to try and do that right now. So I want to go to siding 7. My goal is siding 7, which is right there. The third one from the bottom. I am set for it. And I am now going to be going into it. Exactly as planned. That's what I want to do. Going to hit the brakes again now. Downhill gradient had increased on me, so it would have been surprising me otherwise. There's our single yellow below a red, which means we're taking a diverging path. Prepare to go left now. A little bit of insta-pop on the scenic elements there. So you can see there is a little 35 second coming up before we hit the 45. I got down to 35 just a little early, so we're going to deal with that. The downhill gradient is not very significant anymore, so we should not really be gaining or losing speed. At this point, we should be able to coast at 35, but we are going to have to get down to 15 by the time we reach the yard. So we don't want to necessarily be going 35 necessarily by the time we reach the yard, obviously. That'd be a very bad idea. Since I have to stop at the siding, I'm going to go ahead and just pull the entire train into the siding so I'm playing it properly. I'm not going to let myself just jet out on the main line because it might screw up a signal here somewhere. So we're just going to go ahead and pull in the siding and do it properly. Because you notice after we visit the siding, the next goal is going to be to go to Hesperia Siding 4 and then stop at Hesperia Siding 1. So we're going to be going back in the other direction. We're going to change cabs again. So we're going to use that sign because it is big enough for our entire train. We're going to utilize it. And I need to get myself down to 15 in a moment. So I'm applying a little bit of a slowdown now. Not too much yet because we don't need to get quite down there yet. But we will need to soon. We got 0.2 of a mile before we have to be down there. And I'm going to slow it up down at a slow enough pace that, or quick enough pace that I can go ahead and coast in. And now we'll drop a little bit more. I got another 2 miles. In fact, I should be doing it by this flashing red, so I'll take it off now. We'll play it properly as if we had to go to 15 now, even though we don't have to until the yard. We're going to act like we had to do it now. So we're down to 15 already. We're now under the effect of the 15 officially. Siding 7 is going to be one siding over. I think we're going to take the turn now. Nope, we're going one more. Sorry, I forgot there's another siding in there. So now we're going to take the straight path, I believe. This is the 3rd track from the bottom now, so this should be a straight path we take. We are now inside Victorville Siding 7. Go ahead and apply a little more speed. Other than that, we can just coast. No need to go all the way up to 15. Once the back of our train is in the siding, we are going to stop. We don't necessarily have to use the entire siding. And we're not going to use the entire siding. Just what we need. You can see the end of the siding coming up on our screen here. You can see the back of our train is now entering the siding. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and start doing a slight brake application. That should be good enough to start getting us down to a stop. Looks like I might use more of the siding than I intended anyway. I've increased the brakes for just a moment. I'm going to ease them off again. I've released them for a moment so we don't have too much freight discomfort. Now I've applied a 4% brake application once again. That will get us down gently to a stop as I put the reverser in the other direction, and our stop will now be assessed. I'll apply more brakes to make sure we don't move. And I'm going to have to change sides in a moment. In fact, because of that, I'm going to put that back up to 40% brake application. I'm going to zero the reverser because I just remembered that I do have to change cabs. And we're going to do that like so. Change the other look. Yep, already done that. Just part for Hesperia. Done. Turn the bell on until we get out of the yard here. So the switches should still be set for us. The signal is saying we are green to go on to the main line. So we are good to proceed. And of course we know the 35 is ahead because we saw that coming in. So 35 is going to be following us here. And we should again get the 45 after that, but when we see the next 45, we are going to be passing by where we were before. So our final destination of Hesperia is about 8 miles or so away from us, give or take a slight amount more for the different siding we're going to be going to. Going to go ahead and inch us up to 15 now because we are on an uphill gradient, so we should not be gaining speed. Get up to 15, then we will coast. There we are. You see the highway traffic ahead. It's like American Truck Simulator, guys. Saw the truck going over. So I'm playing with the throttle a little bit again. I think the 15 is going to stay in effect. Even though we're out of our main siding, the 15 will stay in effect until we've crossed... Actually, no, we're at a 45 now. The 45 siding just didn't show up. So we can go 45 now, but we're going to be quickly cut to 35. Now that we're out of the siding, I will turn off the bell. And we're going to get up to 35. So I'm going to ease the throttle back a little bit now, because we are in the 30 to 35 range right now. There's no need to speed our way in. Just go whatever speed you need to get up to your speed limit and then cut it off. At this point where we are right now, we're going to get to 35 probably just before we're allowed to go up to 40. So I will have to ease it back just a little more at this point, and I will do so. And that should do the job. We can now go up to 40. So we're going to increase throttle for just a moment. We are going to have an uphill gradient. You may remember that coming from the other direction. Crossing the road, why not? So I'm easing the throttle completely back now. We are at a 40 at this point. We are at 40. And we did not take the crossover track, you notice, this time. We went straight along. And we're going to get a straight green signal at this point. We are finally green to go the line speed, ladies and gentlemen. Let's enjoy it for about, I don't know, 5 miles or so. So the path we took getting back to Victorville was, looks like on the track on the left. Now we're going to take the track on the right and go over the bridge. This is going to be a strong gradient for us because of the bridge. In fact, I'm going to need to up that throttle again. Look at that. Full of power. We're not getting speed at full power. Look at this. We should have done this a little sooner. Now I know this. Not a full power engine, that's for sure. Coincidentally, the speed limit as we get to the top of the hill is going to become 45. I don't know why, because we can't even go 40 right now. 100% we can't go 40. Now as we get across the bridge, the gradient should shallow for a moment so we can gain some speed. But we have an uphill again right after the bridge. There's our shallow gradient. There's our speed increase. There's your photo opportunity, which I'm not going to give you today, but it was there. Gradient continues uphill as we come off the bridge. At this point, I'm going to ease the throttle back so we don't speed too much into the 45. We don't want to go to 45 till we get fully past. So we're going to leave. We're at a 1% gradient now. That's going to affect how we handle our train. We should be good right now. We are slightly gaining speed. This is a good situation right now for us. And instantly turns into a bad one. So up to 50% gradient. And we're going to go up to 75 now. There we are. And I'm going to actually go ahead and move to 100% now because we were not really gaining speed at all. So we do want to try gaining speed to 45 now. That's what I'm now going to do. So we're about a mile or two away from the Thorn Sidings at this point. We are losing speed at 100% throttle. There it is. Ah, memories of Sherman Hill. Memories of Sherman Hill. That's all I can say. Memories of the Midnight Magnet. Oh, that was a nightmare. As we drop to 37.7 and falling. We do now also have a straight yellow signal. So we have to be prepared to stop at the next signal is what I take that to mean. Or was that a yellow under? That might have been a diverging track now that I think about it. That might have been a diverging track. So depending which one that was, because I didn't notice which side was the red one. I think it's a diverging track because we have to pull it in the siding. So I think it was a diverging track signal. I just misread it as a prepare to stop at next signal. And this will be confirmed if we see a speed limit of 40 after the next signal. You see that the Thorn Siding has begun to our right again, and you can see the tracks coming in from the Thorn Siding if we pop out of the train for a moment. There's all the signs we just collected our cars from. We're now on our way back. Just past it. We're going to go 3 miles past it now. So why the trip to Victorville? I have no idea. Well, we couldn't go forward from Victorville. I have no idea. This track and other trains on earlier, I'm going to assume for the fact I was picking up my engine as the train was going along that I was probably right on time. There's a 50 speed limit ahead, which is interesting. But a yellow over green would have been past the next signal at 50. So I'm going to assume we still have to pass the next signal at 40. We can go up to 50 in the time being, though. Though not for very long, because we only got 3 miles to go. Now we're losing speed again. Not enough engines on this one, apparently. We continue to lose speed, so not much we can do at this point. You can see the next signal ahead. So as we prepare to get to Hesperia after that signal, I believe, I just want to remind you, make sure you like the video if you enjoy what you're seeing here today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to see more like this. We are going to be visiting the other Cajon Pass scenarios that we need to visit here. And that's what we're going to be doing. So the name of this scenario was A Thorny Matter, in case you want to play this one yourself. So we're off to Hesperia Siding 4. And I believe we're being routed onto Hesperia Siding 4. You can see the 55 followed by a 15 dead ahead. So not that we care because we can't really get the speed anyway. Let's just go ahead and start easing it off now, which is probably a bad idea now that I think about it. So let's put the throttle back on. Because why not? But there's the flashing red, so I'm going to play it properly. I'm going to get our speed down quickly. If we played it properly, we were slightly late getting down to 15 anyway, so... But again, the scenario's not going to treat us as need to be 15 yet anyway. That's perfectly fine. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and coast. Some of our train is still on that earlier gradient, so we're going to go ahead and just ease it off there for a second. I'm going to speed up again for a moment. And as our train is fully on the gradient now, we're going to enter a 1.3 gradient. That's really going to start slowing us down in a moment. So we are being routed indeed into Hesperia Siding 4. Once we get into Hesperia Siding 4, I'll look into how to get to Hesperia Siding 1, because that's where we're going to be taking these cars and stopping. We're not going to disengage them, we're just going to leave them there. We're just going to leave the entire train there, rather. So we're not disengaging the cars and moving, we're just going to leave it. So we're doing a go via. We're going to pop off the track right now as I lower my throttle to make sure we don't speed. Welcome to Hesperia. Bring the train to a stop in Siding 1 ahead. Roger. So where is Siding 1? Let's center on where we are down here. Siding 1 is right there. That's Siding 1 right there. So we're going to make sure we come along there. The switches are set for us. That's exactly where we're going to go. We can just carry right on ahead. So, we have nothing to set. We're good to go. Siding 4 is just a really long, painful siding we have to go through at slow speed in order to not have any problems, apparently. Not sure why we have to go through this at 15 when our siding is a mile away, but okay. Since we're in the sidings, let's turn the bell on. I don't know if we're going to see any other trains going by on the track we just left or not. We are now fully off of it, so a train can come by now if it wants to. You see that we just passed mile marker 44 on the route itself. Cajon Pass Summit, I believe, is around mile marker 56. Now, if you're playing this and you're in a hurry, feel free to go ahead and speed to get where you need to go fast. Just be prepared for the possibility that the track may not be designed for it and you may derail yourself. So, don't say I didn't warn you. Again, that may not happen, but don't say I didn't warn you. That sign you see in front of us is for the other direction. That's why we can't read it. Why couldn't we just stop at Siding 4? Make our lives easier. So I eased off the throttle for a moment to make sure we didn't speed. Now I applied it again so we can slowly gain towards 16 again. As I cross about the 15.6 marker, I'm going to ease it back each time. Then we're going to start gaining speed again. This gradient is allowing us to lose a little bit of speed at a level 1 throttle. So I'm going to ease it off again now. I'm going to reapply it now that we're down a little under 15, so up we go again. Going up again. I think that's a bridge I just saw creating itself over there. Yeah, it's a highway bridge. Okay, you can see Siding 4 is coming to an end up ahead. On the HUD, you can see the white line. That's the end of Siding 4. So really long siding, meant for trains longer than ours apparently. We're at 15.6, so let's ease the throttle off again. Once again, we're under 15, so I'm going to ease the speed back up. I'll be curious to see if if our gradient stays or if it actually smooths out. Looks like it is going to smooth out as we enter Hesperia Siding 1. So we're not going to be able to rely on the uphill to slow us down as we enter that siding. Again, I'm going to play it proper. I'm going to get our entire train into Siding 1. I could complete it leaving part of the train in Siding 4, but I'm pretty sure that they would not like that. So, in real life anyway, they wouldn't like that. So we're going to go ahead and just use Hesperia Siding 1 because that is the merge track that can... Ooh, that's a nice noise. That's the merge track that allows other trains to come in as well. You can notice that this train was set correctly. That track was set correctly, rather. And again, this track is also set correctly. So we don't have to do anything here. We just come right on down. Speed up again, please. And where are we? We're right there. So we're coming up on the merge. The track does go over towards Cushionbury. So this is the track from Cushionbury that comes down here to merge on this part of the line right here. So you can look off in the distance and see what's over there. And I'm going to go ahead and destroy any realism aspect right now. I'm going to destroy the aspect of realism by showing you the buffer over there. It's map end. Like I said, in real life, that track continues. So if you have not seen any of the other few times that I've actually gone to the map edge, that's what happens if you go to the map edge, where the portal is. The track ends and your game ends. But any train going that way can take a portal. We're not allowed to. That's all I can really say about that. We're not allowed to use a portal. We're not special enough. Sorry. Now, I did not check the junction of the track ahead. You can see that the track ahead is not set for us. Or is it? It was not set for us, but just in case we go beyond, I have gone ahead and changed it to set it. We should be good, however, though, and I should not be too worried about that. The throttle is allowing us to keep enough speed coming into the end of the siding here. I'm going to plop ourselves right at the part where the next junction uphill goes. And that's where we're going to stop. So we are not going to completely fit into the siding. I assume the engine's going to detach and go along its merry way at the back, but we have to get ourselves far enough along here. And this is about the best we can do. We can't really go any better than stopping here. So I'm going to stop here, turn the bell off. Apply more brake to make sure we don't move, and engine off. Because we're done. Why not? So there's our engine that we took today, 3294, and the train following it. And we're going to get our congratulations, or whatever you want to say. Delivery complete. The train will be broken here before onward shipment. Roger. So we basically put the train together and they're going to break it back up. Convenient. Anyway, we're done here. Let's go back to the end of scenario screen. Actually, there's not really much to do there because that's literally just a indication of the how we did. But let's see if we did any freight discomfort. I'm sure we did at some point. Let's see how much of a discomfort level we eased on our freight today, or we caused on our freight. So once again, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I did get 0.002% of discomfort there. So not too bad there. We did get all of our other stuff done. And you might be wondering what all these numbers are. I played 3 scenarios back to back here, which is why you're seeing data under rail engine experience for multiple trains there. I did play 3 scenarios back to back. I might play one more and record that last one and then call it a session from there, because we should reset the cache after every few scenarios. Technically after each one, but then you have to restart the game each time. So I'll probably do one more short one on camera right now, and then I'll go ahead and I'll reset. That's going to follow this scenario in the order here. So what's the next scenario going to be in the order? Let's go ahead and find out here. As we get over to the map, you can see that we now have 3 check marks. And there are 3 more to do here. And again, this is a workshop scenario. We're not going to worry about that one for now. But we do have Cajon Pass, which is included with the route. I know that for a fact. Definitely included with the route. We do have Barstow Yard Work 1 is not included with the route. That is another custom scenario. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that one again too. That is a workshop scenario or some other kind of custom scenario. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that one out for now as well. So that leaves Cajon Pass and Full Up. Those are the other 2 scenarios that officially come with the pack. And I think those 2 workshop scenarios, I'm going to go ahead and do when I do the career scenarios. There are 2 F7 career scenarios. I might do those 4 together as another trip back to Cajon Pass. And at that time, I may come and do the SD78 scenario down here as well, the working the hump yard. So that might be a good time to just do a whole convergence of different trains and do another nice trip back here to Cajon Pass. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the other 2 scenarios for Cajon Pass, which are, of course, Cajon Pass and Full Up. So the 45-minute Cajon Pass, if you forget what that one is, we're going to, in the manual, this was, in the old days for the manuals, for these old routes, scenarios gave hints for each one. This one gives a hint of, it is important to stop at Cajon North Track to await confirmation of the cleared rock fall. There's going to be a rock fall. So control the full power of no less than 4 SD42 engines as you haul a mixed freight consignment over the famous Cajon Pass route, take in the sights of the scenic journey as they insta-pop in front of you, and observe the busy Cajon traffic. That's what we're doing next time. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm Cycling. Feel free to support on Patreon if you want to support my work. But other than that, and again, not required, but definitely appreciated. Helps me get more DLC and pay some other bills for doing all this as well. So I hope you enjoy the what you see here, and I hope to have you back for more drives. In the meantime, have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for you, you're part of the world. I'm Cycling. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.